A very good morning to one and all. Children, this is your English literature class, and we are going to start a new poem today. But before we do that, I would like to tell you all something about the poet of the poem. The poem we are going to do today is A Child's Garden, and it is written by Rudyard Kipling. So, this is the man. This is Rudyard Kipling, children. His full name is Joseph Rudyard Kipling. He was an English journalist, short story writer, poet, and novelist. He was born in India, children, which inspired much of his work. His works of fiction include The Jungle Book, Kim, Seven, The Man Who Would Be King, etc. So he wrote many poems, and The Jungle Book is one of the very famous ones. All right. So let us begin with the poem now. So before we start that, children, I would like to ask you all a question that whenever you people are unwell, or maybe you got hurt or something like that, and you need to stay at home, you cannot move out, what do you people do all day? How do you pass your time? And ask yourself this question, okay, and answer me later. And before we start reading, I would like to tell you all about the poem, that what it is all about. Children, this poem is written from the perspective of a young girl, you can see in the picture, who is dreaming of escaping her life. Okay, she wants her life to change. She's not very much happy with her life. The poem begins by informing the reader that the girl had hurt her knee and is stuck in her house all day. The girl speaks on her dislike of the garden in which she is forced to lay at all day and hear the noise of the cars that drive by on either side. Even worse than hearing the cars is having to ride in them. Okay, she doesn't like riding in the car. The girl hates the confining space of her car and its closeness on the streets to buses. The poem concludes or ends with the girl's hope for her future, in which she is able to get an airplane and rise above her garden prison. It's not actually a prison, but she's taking it as a prison because she's confined in that she cannot move out. She will see the angel side of clouds and shout on all those below riding in cars. And here the poem ends. Okay, so let us see the poem one stanza at a time. All right. Okay. Now there is nothing wrong with me except I've hurt my knee, and that is why I have to lay out in the garden all the day. Children, in this stanza, the girl is saying that nothing is wrong with me. I'm perfectly fine. The only problem is that I hurt my knee. So because of that, I'm supposed to be at home all day, and I'm supposed to not move out because I cannot walk properly. I cannot move out and strain my knee so much. So I have to be in the house. And she chose to lay in the garden. Rather than being inside the house, she chose to lie down in the garden all the day. Okay. The next stanza. Our garden is not very wide, and cars go by on either side and make an angry hooty noise that rather startles little boys. Okay, so children, in the second stanza, she says that the garden in which I'm lying down is not a very big garden. Okay, the garden is not very wide. The garden is not very big. Okay, and on both the sides of my garden, the cars are moving. You can see in the picture also, children. In the middle, there is a garden, and on both the sides, the cars are moving, and the cars are making such a noise. Okay, obviously, when they must be beeping the horn or something like that, it was making a lot of noise, which can scare the little boys also. Why she is saying in that way? Because usually it is just we consider it that boys, little boys, they're very naughty, they are full of naughtiness and everything. So she's saying that these cars are making so much noise that even the naughtiest ones, these little boys, they will also get scared. Okay, it is making such bad, angry noises. Okay, let's see the third stanza. But worst of all is when they take me out in cars that growl and shake, with charbanks so dreadful near, I have to shut my eyes for fear. So, children, in the third stanza, she's saying that though these cars they make a lot of noise, it makes a lot of noise pollution. She doesn't like that. But worst than that is when she has to go in the car with her parents. Okay, she doesn't like going in the car because, first of all, the space inside the car is so less, so she doesn't like that. Okay, and the sound which cars make, obviously when the engine starts and the sound it makes when they are running on the road, she doesn't like that. That growl is that sound, that low sound which it makes, the engine makes. So though she doesn't like the hooting and all the beeping of the cars, but more of that, she doesn't like sitting in the car. She doesn't like going out in the car because she doesn't like those noises they make. And when they come near to the buses, charbanks are vehicles like open buses. They were used in early times, they're not used now. So she's saying that whenever her car comes near or comes close to these kind of open buses, no, she really doesn't like that because that makes her scared. She's fearful of that. She doesn't like it. Okay, she gets really scared when her car comes close to the bus, the open bus, and she gets so much scared that she shuts her eyes. All right, she gets very scared. Now let's see the fourth stanza. But when I'm on my back again, I watch the silver aeroplane that flies across to France and sings like hitting thick piano strings. So then she said that when I am back at my house, I again come out in the garden and lay down. The way she's lying down in this picture, this is the way she lays down, and she watch the aeroplane. You all know what aeroplanes are. She likes watching aeroplane in the sky. Okay, and when they fly across to France and sings like hitting thick piano strings. That means the sound which these aeroplanes make, that she likes. Okay, she doesn't like the sound or the noise these cars make on the road, but the amount of noise these aeroplanes make, she likes that. Okay, so she likes that, and she's comparing that with piano strings. So the noise or the amount of noise made by these aeroplanes, they sound really good to her. They sound like the you can say the sound which comes out from pianos. So she really likes that, and she likes watching aeroplane in the sky. Okay, now second last stanza. When I'm strong enough to do the things I'm truly wishful to, I'll never use a car or train, but always have an aeroplane. Now here in the first line, she's saying when I'm strong enough to do, which means that when I am healthy again, when my knee is fine again, when I'm fine, when I'm strong again, when I'm healthy again, then I will do all those things that I wish to, all those things that I want to. I will never travel by car or by train, but I will always go to places by an aeroplane. Okay, children, this is what she's wishing. Okay, this is not something practical, or you think that she's such a little girl, she won't be able to get an aeroplane right now. But this is her imaginative life. She wants her life to be like this. Okay, now the last one. And just go zooming round and round to frighten grown-ups with the sound, and see the angel side of clouds and shout at all those motor crowds. Okay, so the last stanza says, here she's saying that when I will get a plane for myself, I will go zooming round and round in the sky. I will you know, fly that aeroplane with a great speed, and I'll zoom here and there, round and round, and the grown ups which are there down on the ground, I'll scare them up with that sound. The way they scare me with the sound of their cars, I'll scare them with the sound of my aeroplane. And then I will even see the clouds, the angel side where the angels live in the sky, the clouds, all that things I will see. And I will shout and tease all the people, those who are riding or driving cars down. Motor crowds means the people who are driving the cars, the motors. So I will scare them out. I will shout on them, I will scare them out, I will tease them. Okay? So children, this is the whole poem where this girl is telling that she doesn't like the things which are there on the ground, like she doesn't like being in the car, she doesn't like the noise of the car, she gets scared in the car and all that. But what she likes, she likes the noise or the amount of sound these aeroplanes make, and she wished to have that someday in her life. All right. Okay, so I'm going to read this poem whole poem once again, and children, please make sure that this poem is an imaginative one. Okay, she imagines, she wants her life to be like that, but you all know that it is not possible for such a small child to have an aeroplane. Maybe when she'll grow up, then she'll have it. Okay, so I'm going to read it now. A Child's Garden, Ambridged from A Child's Garden by Rudyard Kipling. Now there is nothing wrong with me, except I've hurt my knee, and that is why I have to lay out in the garden all the day. Our garden is not very wide, and cars go by on either side and make an angry hooty noise that rather startles little boys. But worst of all is when they take me out in cars that growl and shake. With charbanks so dreadful near, I have to shut my eyes for fear. But when I'm on my back again, I watch the silver aeroplane that flies across to France and sings like hitting thick piano strings. When I'm strong enough to do the things I'm truly wishful to, I'll never use a car or train, but always have an aeroplane, and just go zooming round and round to frighten grown-ups with the sound, and see the angel side of clouds and shout at all those motor crowds. Okay, so children, we will be discussing this poem again in the class, and we'll even do the book exercises. Till then, have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe, children. Thank you.